You can support us by subscribing.
Hello everyone. After the Second World War, Japan became a sleeping giant. But now, because of the recent activities in the Indo-Pacific region, Japan has renewed its constitution and is now ready to face the illegal activities in the Indo-Pacific region. The sleeping giant is now fully awake. But before we go on with the video, please subscribe to the channel of Brief Files, whose link is found in the description below. Let's go!
Japanese troops drill on island in East China Sea seen as vulnerable to China. Japanese Marines and amphibious assault vehicles stormed an island beach at the edge of the East China Sea on Sunday in a simulated attack to dislodge invaders from territory that Tokyo worries is vulnerable to attack from China.
Japan is now in full preparation to protect its territories outside the mainland.
Run high with neighbors China, Russia, and North Korea. The drill on the southwest island of Tokunoshima capped an 11-day series of exercises nationwide dubbed 05JX, meant to show the readiness of ground, sea, and air forces to defend Japan's territory and infrastructure, including nuclear power plants. The goal of JX is to show that if there is an emergency situation resulting from an attack, that we are able to respond in a joint way, General Yoshihide Yoshida, Chief of Staff of the Self-Defense Forces Joint Staff, said after observing the drill on Tokunoshima.
Japan knows the threat of North Korea, China, and Russia.
Amphibious assault vehicles launched from 2 maritime self-defense force landing ships anchored offshore. Other troops arrived in semi-inflatable rubber boats, with heavy equipment carried to shore on military hovercraft. Unlike many of the beaches along Japan's southwest island chain stretching toward Taiwan, the one on Tokunoshima does not have a coral reef that would make military operations more difficult.
Japan is in full drills in preparation for any attack by the invaders in her territories.
The scope and pace of military exercises in Japan are likely to increase over the next few years, including with U.S. forces, after Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in December unveiled the country's biggest military buildup since World War II, with a pledge to double defense spending over 5 years. Kishida has warned that East Asia could be the next Ukraine if China, emboldened by Russia's assault on its neighbor, attacks Taiwan. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said on Saturday that he was disappointed in China's efforts to develop areas in the East China Sea, saying that it was unacceptable. The Japanese Foreign Ministry released a statement on Friday confirming an increase in Chinese efforts to develop natural resources in the East China Sea, including in areas that are west of the midpoint between Japan and China. Besides that, across much of the Indo-Pacific region, the Chinese Communist Party is using military and economic coercion to bully its neighbors, advance unlawful maritime claims, threaten maritime shipping lanes, and destabilize territory along the periphery of the People's Republic of China. This predatory conduct increases the risk of miscalculation and conflict. The United States stands with its Southeast Asian allies and partners to champion a free and open Indo-Pacific. Beijing's claims to offshore resources across much of the South China Sea are widely denounced as unlawful. Beijing uses intimidation to undermine the sovereign rights of Southeast Asian coastal states in the South China Sea, bully them out of offshore resources, threaten them out of shipping lanes, assert unilateral dominion, and deprive fishermen of access to their livelihoods.
Japan knows all these irregularities within the Indo-Pacific region.
Beijing should not be allowed to treat the South China Sea as its maritime empire, the United States stands with its Southeast Asian allies and partners in protecting their sovereign rights to offshore resources, consistent with their rights and obligations under international law. Further, the United States stands with the international community in defense of freedom of the seas, rejecting any efforts to impose might makes right in the South China Sea or the wider region. The United States has a long-standing commitment to supporting its allies and partners in Southeast Asia, and this includes protecting their sovereign rights and sending warships to deter Chinese aggression. This support is based on a number of factors, including the United States' support for its Southeast Asian allies and partners is important for maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific region. By working together, the United States and its allies and partners can deter Chinese aggression and promote regional peace and prosperity.
Systems brought thunder to clear skies over the Grafenwehr training area. The 41st Field Artillery Brigade had its newest battalion conduct its first MLRS live fire. Multiple launch rocket systems brought
China knows the threat of Japan, the United States, and her allies in protecting the Indo-Pacific region from her ambitious militarism. Thank you very much for watching. We hope we inform you about the latest situation in the Indo-Pacific region. Bye-bye.